So this is a test. See how this works out. I'll get started here in a second. Like I said, welcome to Scale Model Kit Review. This is a live feed from my page on Facebook. How's everyone doing today on this holiday in the U.S., President's Day? Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. In front of you is the latest Micromark catalog here I received in the mail the other day. You know, this is the Bible for tools. All your miniature tools for scale modeling. And I do purchase from them quite frequently. And all you have to do is just go to their website to sign up for getting their catalog in the mail. So it comes all the time. Dust collection system, that's always handy to have right there. Hi, William. And for those that do figure painting like I do, 3D prints and stuff, this is very handy to have on your desk to collect any of the resin dust. You definitely don't want to breathe that in, and you know, keep your workbench a lot cleaner having that item. So that's going for $50, which is not bad at all. It's a good price, comparable to something you'll find on Amazon. I'm going to do a kit review here shortly. I'm just waiting for more people to come on board. The kit I'm going to review is the Wild Haas. This is 1/25th scale Ford Bronco 4x4 AMT kit, and it's readily available at your big box hobby shops. Hobby Lobby, for example, it is there. I would recommend you wait till they have the, was it 30% off or 25% off, whatever sale that they have for model kits. Wait for that and then purchase it then. But I'll do a review of that here shortly. I do accept stars, so if you're into giving stars and helping me out with my channel, helping me fund some of the things I've been doing here. I'm currently working on a new studio, and I'll be looking for more lighting for that, and anything you guys could do to help out contributing with stars, I would appreciate. Over here are the items I use for the part work kits. That would be 3-in-1 oil there, and soap and water for getting the screws in some really hard ABS plastic glue for gluing a lot of the kits I use. Of course, super glue and such. So that's everything, all my tools I use for my part work kits right there. So and this is a 1/25th scale Ford Bronco, old school Bronco, right? Good friend of mine had one of these. Of course, he always left the back off of it. The top there, left that off. Had a roll bar back there. Did a lot of wheeling in it. It's a big vehicle to wheel in. Another friend of mine put a diesel motor in his MB4, I think it was, and that sucker rocked. But let's see, what year did this come out? It came out in 2022. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. There it is. Gives you some color pickouts here on the side. And the other side shows the four-wheel drive drivetrain, the brush guard on the front, roll bar. So it has everything on it that my friends' Broncos have and theirs. So nicely wrapped here, the chrome parts. Body and pan bagged separately. Rubber tires, off-road tires, bagged separately, and that makes that nice that they're not thrown in. In old school days, they would just throw the tires in with the regular parts, and if you're a collector and they're stored in any kind of heat, the tires would melt onto the plastic. And that's pretty common with the old school NASCAR kits, the old AMT NASCAR, especially AMT, because they wouldn't wrap the tires separate, and sure enough, the tire would get on the clear parts and damage the clear windows on your NASCAR kits. So it's very common if you purchase an old collectible NASCAR kit that you may run into that when you go to open it up. So be aware of that. Clear parts with looks like red. Or are those taillights, or looks like taillights? Yeah, the taillights. Okay, I don't see lenses for the turn signals, but they're part of the chrome piece. You have to paint them yourself. The turn signals and the headlights aren't separate either. It'd be nice if they would have modified that and gave you clear parts for those. Of course, the rest of the plastic. Axles, metal axles. On the bottom are the decals, and so let's see here. Instruction sheet's small, which I kind of like. I don't like these big ones because if you have a limited space on your bench, this makes it nice. So in this case, we get to build the engine here, and it looks like it doesn't tell you what type of an engine it is. It's a 351, must be a 351 Cleveland V8, 5.8 liter. Could be a Windsor also. It just depends on how the water pump is mounted. This looks like a Cleveland. So 351 Cleveland V8. And very simplified instructions. Do the interior, build up the wheels, the frame. So it actually gives us a separate frame. I like that. That's nice. And engine mounts on the frame, rear springs, gas tank. I like that. Exhaust system is separate. Separate rear axle. I like that. And a sway bar. Firewall, windshield. I like it. It's a nice kit. Very nice. The sky's the limit with this one. Separate hood, bumper, rear cover that can be removable, tailgate separate, spare tire rack, and then decal placement. So that's makes it very nice. Look at the decals here. And very colorful decals, wouldn't you say? Very nice. Gives us 3 options for license plates. The Ford Bronco for the spare tire cover. And 2 different colors of graphics. So, very nice. Let's look at some of these parts. And it's interesting to note that these parts are all kind of manufactured old school. I'm pretty sure this is a reissue from an earlier kit. I did look it up, but I didn't write down the information on that. But here's our engine. And you can see the detailed transmission looks pretty good. The exhaust manifold, valve covers, the heads, two halves of the engine. That looks like the spare tire, air intake, air cleaner. And oil pan, fan belts, water pump, timing chain, intake, exhaust intake, two different steering wheels. That's very cool. Spare tire, and the brush guard with a winch and off-road lights. And here's the interior. So we have two bucket seats for up front. Very nice there. And the bench seat in the back, which is very typical Bronco. And the dash, very, very Bronco. Would have been nice if they gave us decals for the gauges. But it is engraved, so you can paint them in there. Springs, the rear end housing, sway bar, drive shaft, shocks. You can see there's a little bit of flash going on here, but just on the trees themselves. Pretty cool. All right, let me put those away. Like I was saying, stars are available, so if you want to contribute a star, I think a star is worth a penny or something like that. I'm not sure, but they are set up. If you want to help me out with my channel, I am currently working on a new studio, and I'll need lights and such for that. I won't be limited with space like I am now. I'm basically in a 10 by 10 room right now, so I'll have 3 times that space, and I can build big stuff. All right, let's open this up. There we go. Now, typically when you watch my video reviews, I edit out all that. I edit out the bags and me opening stuff. This is live, so that's why you see it now. And here's the top. It has a rough feeling to it, like the real one does. Very nice. Firewall. Firewall is very fine detail. So the wiring is, there's wire looms on it. Very fine though. Radiator, fan shroud, batteries, some other parts there. Very cool. So there are some ejector pin marks on the inside. It has the texture to it. Possibly some lightly sanding those ejector pin marks will get rid of that and still retain the texture. You could always restore the texture with Mr. Surfacer. Put some Mr. Surfacer on there and stipple it, and it'll restore the texture. Here's the frame. It's separate. I do like it because it's solid. A lot of times you get these frames, well, like this cross member here for the engine, it's hollow, but I believe the real one is hollow also. So, but a lot of times they make the frame hollow also, and it's solid here, so it's nice. The fuel tank here. So there's your frame. I like that. I like it when they give you a separate frame. It's just not all one piece. Interior, the backs of the chairs right there. Exhaust system is nice, it's separate, which I also like. I love the wheels, right? Steel wheels. And does have the, let's see, make sure I'm telling you right. Yeah, okay, so those are the rear wheels for the rear tires. And bring up the next one. So we have the hood here, Ford hood. Does have the Ford symbol on it, so you can paint that separate. Front axle with all the steering, sway bar. Front drive shaft. This is four-wheel drive. I didn't notice the transfer case. I probably missed it. And then the front wheels have the four-wheel drive hubs that you lock in manually, because this type did not have a push button to lock in your four-wheel drive. It's old school. You gotta crawl out there or go out there and change them. Now, if you're wheeling in mud, you might want to do that before you get into the mud, because I've seen guys do that and they didn't switch them. They end up having to crawl out, get on the hood of their truck, reach down as far as they can to try to engage the four-wheel drive. It's kind of funny, actually, but that's, pretty common. I've seen that. So I don't see. Oh, there's the detail under the hood. Definitely what you want. Tailgate, nice. Got the Ford symbol over here on the left and the inside of the tailgate. So the inside of the wheels, not much detail there, but you're really not going to see that anyway. We put those away. So I hope you're enjoying this review. This is a nice kit. I think it's worth every penny. Of course, I always try to get my kits from Hobby Lobby during their sale. And here is, I'll look at the interior first. So here's the interior. So we have textured for the carpet, center console. And this is something I really don't like about when they do this to these kits, are the side panels for the door. They're molded in and they're very weak. They're very weak. Now they did that so that it can be removed from the tool when it's stamped in, but you lose detail, right? I've never seen armrests that shallow. So that's the thing about this. It would be nice. I'm not a resin kit manufacturer. Somebody could produce more authentic side panels for these cars to alleviate that. So that's definitely a thumbs down for me with this kit, are the side panels. Because you're going to see that when you leave the back open. If you leave the top off, you're going to see that. And it's just, to me, it's just a weak point in these kits. All right, so here's the body. Very nice. All right, it gives us the radiator core mounted, interior bay details, some wiring. Looks good. The windshield wipers are molded on. I wish they'd leave those separate. Reading what it says. It says Bronco. What's that say? Oh, XLT or something like that. So it's molded on. Gas door. And then the inside. And right there it tells you made in China. So it does have texturing. Looks good. Impressive. Nice kit besides the interior tub. That's the only thing I didn't particularly like. I can't talk. It's typical Monday for me. There you go. All right, so let me put those back in. So I hope everybody's having a good day. If you're stuck at home because of weather, welcome to my channel. I do accept stars. If you want to help me with my channel, each star I think is worth a penny. There we go. All these kits I purchased myself. They're not sent to me. So I'll be giving you guys the true review of them. But look at the chrome on that. So like I was saying, I wish they would give us the clear parts for the headlights and turn signals. The grill itself looks doesn't look quite right. It should be recessed more, right? So they probably should have recessed those grates. And we do have the chrome wheels, chrome plated wheels, the option, the rear ones and the front ones with the locking hubs, the old school rear view mirror, right? Nice. And the front bumpers and back bumpers. So I do like the chrome on this. It's nice. Let's look at the clear parts. Give me a second here to take them out. Yeah, so here's the clear parts, very clear. There's a little distortion going on with these, but it's not too bad. From a distance, I don't think you would ever notice that. There is a scratch on there. Okay, I think it can be polished out, or it might be built into where the two, when they injected the plastic, it met right there. There's a line actually showing that. I don't know if you can see it. Hey, Gil. Welcome. If you guys haven't done so already, head over to the Styrene Syndicate or Red Dragon Model Works and join his Facebook groups and pages and his YouTube. Yeah, that's not a scratch. That's where the two injected plastic met. So that's kind of a troublesome to me with that. And then the windshield. And this was injected on one side, so we're not going to have that. Nice. And the vent windows. So, very good. And taillights are red clear plastic. They are textured. They look nice. You may have to paint in the little backup lenses, maybe use like a white paint for that, but it looks good. Let me put those away. Okay, let's look at the tires next. Of course, we have the axles, so I'm not going to take those out. There's your axles. So this was just a little bit of an experiment to see how it turns out. I actually have my camera, my phone, on a gimbal to bring it to you. So there's your tires. And they're kind of rough, not the best casting. What do they say? Firestone? Let me see here. Firestone all-terrain. So they have an all-terrain tread on them. Very pliable. Okay. Kind of, you lost me for a second. I don't know why that happened. I am back. So that's kind of weird how they are here. It's not very thick. Sidewall kind of looks like it may give you a little bit of problem mounting it into the plastic wheels. Can you everybody see that? A little inferior, I would say. Okay, there you go. So that was the wheels, or the tires themselves. So that was the 1/25th scale Wild Boss Ford Bronco by AMT, which came out a couple years ago. I do like the kit. So the only thing that I don't like about the kit, to be honest, is the interior tub. The lack of detail is very shallow. And the tires. The rubber tires are hollow and just don't look right to me. They don't feel right to me. But everything else looks good on it, except for once again, the side windows, the back windows have the ejection molding lines on them. And I don't know if those can be polished out or not. I don't think they can. So let me know what you think about this. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now, but thank you all for watching. And if you like what you see, please consider contributing, giving me some stars. Stars are a penny each, I believe. So with that, I will let you guys go. Have a great President's Day, and happy modeling, everybody. Take care. Peace out.